I really thankful to the Rotary Club for inviting me here to express my view on the GST, how the GST will be applicable on the society. So we will understand on this matter very briefly and very thoroughly कि how the GST is running on this society matters. Just few days back, what has happened? It is very important thing. बहुत टाइम क्या होता है कि अपन ने फ्लैट तो खरीद लिया. मेरे को ऐसा केस आया जस्ट रिसेंटली. वन पर्सन हैज बॉट द फ्लैट 1 year अगो. उसने सोसाइटी में पूछ लिया कि भाई सब मेंटेनेंस बाकी सब कंप्लायंस सब कुछ कंप्लीट हो गया है कि नहीं. तो सोसाइटी मैनेजर सोसाइटी चेयरमैन टोल्ड यस इट इज ओके, एवरीथिंग इज ओके, वी आर गिविंग द एनओसी टू ट्रांसफर द फ्लैट. अभी लास्ट 10 days बैक सोसाइटी को जीएसटी का नोटिस आया. जीएसटी सोसाइटी पे लगता है, वो सोसाइटी के लोगों को पता ही नहीं था. सो दे वर नॉट कंप्लाइंग ऑन द जीएसटी मैटर. सो ऑफिसर ने 2017 से जब से जीएसटी आया है, जीएसटी केम फ्रॉम द 1st July 2017. So from that onwards they have demanded, they raised the demand on the society. Now the person who has purchased the flat just 1 year back, now he has to bear the entire liability of 2017. So it is a very important thing because sometimes ये पुराना भी जो है वो who will bear, क्योंकि जो ओरिजिनल मेंबर था who has transferred the flat, he तो went away. Now this new member has the liability to pay. तो बहुत बार ये भी आपको पूछना रहता है कि सोसाइटी को अपन बाकी सब क्वेश्चन पूछ लेते हैं कि ओके बाकी सब कंप्लायंस है कि नहीं. अभी एक एडिशनल ये इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन अभी आया है कि सोसाइटी को भी पूछना है कि तुम्हारा सोसाइटी के ऊपर कोई लायबिलिटी है कि नहीं जीएसटी का. अगर कोई पास जीएसटी का लायबिलिटी है तो हु विल बेयर. सो बिकॉज ऑफ दिस वी हैव टू नाउ अंडरस्टैंड एंटायर अबाउट व्हाट इज द एप्लीकेबिलिटी ऑफ जीएसटी ऑन द सोसाइटी, how it is applicable or not, on which items, which areas it is applicable. So we will go one by one thing. So during the service tax era, there was no proper clarification about the GST service tax कि सोसाइटी जो भी चार्ज करता है उसके ऊपर बेसिकली म्यूचुअलिटी का कॉन्सेप्ट था कि सोसाइटी विच फॉर्म बाय होम, इट इज फॉर्म बाय द मेंबर्स. All the members who are the members of the society, they are doing the activity for themselves. They are collecting the charges to run the society, their entire society welfare association to run that show. So for that they are collecting the fees, they are collecting the maintenance fees. So what was the view earlier that ये तो मेरा ही काम मैं कर रहा हूँ, उसके लिए मैं जस्ट खाली लोगों से पैसा कलेक्ट कर रहा हूँ, तो वेर इज द सर्विस आई एम प्रोवाइडिंग, आई एम जस्ट डूइंग द एक्टिविटी फॉर माई सेल्फ. सो उसके बेसिस पे बहुत सारे केसेस हुए, बहुत सारे जजमेंट आए, बहुत सारे कोर्ट में इश्यूज बने. फिर फाइनली कलकत्ता हाई कोर्ट ने बोला कि नहीं ये मैटर बहुत सीरियस है. तो उन्होंने अगेंस्ट में दिया सर्विस टैक्स के डिपार्टमेंट के. तो इसके लिए गवर्नमेंट ने बाद में नोटिफिकेशन लाया 2012 में कि नाउ सर्विस टैक्स सोसाइटी के ऊपर एप्लीकेबल है. सो अगेन इन दैट देयर वाज सम एम्बिग्यूटी. तो विद दिस बैकग्राउंड अभी जीएसटी आया, 1 जुलाई 2017 में जीएसटी आया. सो व्हाट गवर्नमेंट हैज डन, उन्होंने एनालाइज किया कि ये अननेसेसरी जीएसटी जो है सोसाइटी पे है, डिस्प्यूट में नहीं रखना है. इसके लिए उन्होंने बहुत क्लैरिफिकेशन प्रॉपर वे में उन्होंने स्ट्रक्चर कर दिया पूरा लॉ को, कि क्लैरिफाई कर दिया कि यस नाउ द एनी क्लब एसोसिएशन और एनी सोसाइटी विच इज डूइंग दिस टाइप ऑफ द एक्टिविटी विच इज चार्जिंग द एनी मेंटेनेंस फ्रॉम द देयर मेंबर्स विल बी कवर अंडर द जीएसटी. उसके लिए सर्टेन टर्म्स एंड कंडीशंस उन्होंने दिए हैं, तो दैट वी विल अंडरस्टैंड. बट नाउ दिस इज अ वेरी सेटल्ड लॉ, वेरी बेसिक लॉ कि आपका कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटी है, उसमें हाउसिंग है या कॉमर्शियल है, दैट वी विल अंडरस्टैंड लेटर कि किसको क्या लगता है. लेकिन एक आपको क्लैरिटी है कि अभी देयर इज अ नो एम्बिग्यूटी, नो नथिंग चैलेंजेबल थिंग कि सोसाइटी के ऊपर जीएसटी नहीं लगता है. सो वेरी क्लियर थिंग कि सोसाइटी के ऊपर भी जीएसटी लगता है. नाउ व्हाट आर द कंडीशंस, वी विल सी वन बाय वन. बेसिकली वी विल अंडरस्टैंड अबाउट द हाउसिंग सोसाइटी बेटर फर्स्ट, बिकॉज इन दैट देयर इज अ नाउ हाउसिंग सोसाइटी है. अदरवाइज फर्स्ट बेसिक प्रिंसिपल है जीएसटी का कि 20 लाख तक का लिमिट है. आप कोई भी सर्विस प्रोवाइड करते हैं तो सर्विस में जीएसटी का लिमिट है कि 20 लाख तक आप कुछ भी करो, 20 लाख तक आपको एग्जाम्प्ट है. यू वोंट हैव टू पे एनी सर्विस जीएसटी अप टू द 20 लाख रुपीज. So that is basic exemption limit is available for all the type of the entity, any type of society or any type of the person. So societies will also get the 20 lakh basic exemption limit. Any type of the society, cooperative housing society or commercial society. But for the housing society they have given one more additional condition कि if you are collecting the maintenance not above the 7,500 rupees, अगर 7,500 से ऊपर आपका कलेक्शन नहीं जा रहा है पर मंथ, उसमें भी क्या क्या ब्रेकअप होना चाहिए, दैट वी विल अंडरस्टैंड. बट दिस इज द बेसिक क्राइटेरिया वेर इफ योर सोसाइटी इज नॉट हैविंग अ मोर देन 7,500 per month collection, so you are out of the matter of the GST. So you have getting the exemption of 7,500 per member in the GST for getting out of the GST. So this is the first basic criteria of 7,500. But sometime what happens is, अरे हम लोग तो 7,500 के नीचे हर महीने चार्ज कर रहे हैं, we are not under the cover under GST. But sometime what happens अभी nowadays major repairs are going on in the societies. So for that they charge a lump sum fees. एक महीने में वो क्या करते हैं कि दे चार्ज, वी हैव एंटायर बजट ऑफ 1 crore rupees, so divide by the members and we will charge the lump sum fees from the lump sum charges from the all the members to do the renovation. So in that case what happen, in a particular month they exceed the 7,500 rupees. So again ambiguity will come, again dispute will come, अरे इसमें लगेगा कि नहीं लगेगा. So you have to be very careful that जब भी आप चार्ज करो for this type of the fund, repair fund or something, renovation fund or repair charges करके if you are collecting from the members, so that time also you have to see that your bill should not exceed the 7,500. That is very important thing. Otherwise क्या होगा कि एक महीने में भी आपका अगर you are exceeding from that limit, you are covered under the GST, subject to 20 lakh rupees limit. So this is very important thing which is manually have to draft it while the society maintenance bills are made. Then again in this condition 7,500, as I already stated that the 7,500 limit is applicable. Now what are the components where you can get the benefit to get out of the GST? If you are collecting a property tax, see property tax is not the society supposed to collect. Nowadays many societies have started that they directly send the bill to the society members and flat owners directly pay to the BMC. But sometimes some societies still now having a same continuous old practice where they add it in the society maintenance bill and they collect from the members and then they deposit totally to the BMC. So in that case also you have to mention properly, bifurcate properly that we are collecting the BMC charges, and in that also you have to explain to the GST department in future that the whatever the collection is demanded by the BMC, that much you have collected. Example, you have a BMC dues of 1 lakh rupees and you have to show that you have collected only 1 lakh rupees and not the 1 lakh 2,000, 1 lakh 5,000 or 99,000. You have to show that the exactly whatever the BMC asked from us, that much we have collected and not the extra or not the less. So what will happen? Otherwise what will happen, if you charge a odd amount or a different amount, then they will treat it as there is some services given because you have given some discount or you have given some additional benefit from, you have taken the additional benefit from the members to run the society. So in that case again they will make a dispute कि अरे इसमें तो आपने एक्स्ट्रा क्यों लिया, कम क्यों लिया. So based on that they will say कि नहीं ये आपको exemption में नहीं देंगे. It is better. First option is that कि if you are able to do that direct, सोसाइटी को बोल दिया कि भाई मेंबर्स को बोल दिया you have to pay directly to BMC, then that is a very good case. You don't have to collect from the members, society don't have to collect from the members, then it will not come under the your maintenance bill. So clear. बट अगर आपको लेना ही पड़ रहा है तो यू हैव टू बी वेरी कॉशियस, वेरी केयरफुल दैट अल्टीमेटली एट द एंड ऑफ द ईयर व्हेन एवर बेनिफिट विल मेड, दैट टाइम इट विल शो प्रॉपरली क्लियरली कि मेरे को बीएमसी से इतना ड्यूज आया है इन द एक्सपेंस साइड एंड सेम अमाउंट विल शो इन द इनकम साइड दैट आई हैव कलेक्टेड द अमाउंट ऑफ सेम अमाउंट ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी टैक्स मेंटेनेंस, प्रॉपर्टी टैक्स फ्रॉम द मेंबर सेम टू सेम, अदरवाइज विल क्रिएट अ इशू. देन अगेन सेम वे नाउ द इशू विल कम अबाउट द 20 lakhs का जो लिमिट है और 7,500 का लिमिट है. तो आपका सोसाइटी का ये समझो 10-12 मेंबर्स है और टोटल आपने बहुत अच्छा सोसाइटी है और आप अच्छा मेंटेन कर रहे हैं, तो बिकॉज ऑफ दैट यू हैव कलेक्टिंग से मोर देन 7,500. बट ओवरऑल टोटल लिमिट अगर आपका 20,000 से ऊपर नहीं जाता है पूरे साल में, देन ऑल्सो यू आर आउट ऑफ द GST. So that is also one more benefit you are available if your society is small and you are still getting the more than 7,500, but 20 lakh का लिमिट है, बेसिक एग्जाम्पशन लिमिट है, उसके अंदर है तो अगेन नो इश्यू. बट अगर आपका 20 लाख से ऊपर है और 7,500 पर मंथ से भी ऊपर है तो किसके ऊपर GST लगेगा? एंटायर 7,500 के ऊपर वाले फिगर के, या समझो आपने 10,000 चार्ज किया 10,000 पे लगेगा, या 7,500 माइनस 10,000, तो वो भी एक इंपॉर्टेंट लिमिट है. तो GST में क्या बोला है कि आपको ओनली जो एडिशनल अमाउंट है उस पे नहीं, टोटल अमाउंट पे आपको चार्ज करना है। अगर आपका एक बार 7,500 का लिमिट चला गया तो आपको पूरा जो भी आप चार्ज करें, मतलब 7,501 भी हो तो भी आपको पूरे पे लगेगा GST। सो यू हैव टू मेक प्रॉपरली दिस मेंटेनेंस बिल कि अगर आपका थोड़ा लिमिट के ऊपर नीचे हो रहा है तो आपको वो बाइफर्केशन प्रॉपरली दिखाना है। सो नाउ दिस इज अ स्मॉल एग्जांपल आई हैव गिवन कि अगर 20 लाख है और 100 के अंदर है तो यू आर एग्जाम टोटली आउट ऑफ द GST। देन 20 लाख है लेकिन मोर देन 7,500 है, देन ऑल्सो यू आर एग्जाम, नो नीड टू वरी अबाउट द GST। थर्ड कंडीशन, मोर देन 20 lakhs है बट बिलो 7,500। मैनी सोसाइटी इन द मुंबई सबर्बन एरिया वी सी दैट उनका 20 लाख से ऊपर तो जाते हैं क्योंकि बड़ी बड़ी सोसाइटीज रहती है, 100 मेंबर्स की सोसाइटी रहती है, लेकिन पर मंथ उनका बिलो लिमिट होता है। स्टिल यू आर आउट ऑफ द लिमिट, सो यू आर एग्जाम। नाउ फोर्थ कंडीशन इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, यू शुड बी मोर देन 20 lakhs एंड यू शुड बी हैविंग अ मोर देन 7,500 पर member, then you are covered under the GST. So this basic condition is, I hope everyone is clear. Yes, next. Now further, how the tax will apply, how the GST will be applied. So suppose if anyone, a society is collecting 4,000 rupees only per month, their total contribution is 18 lakh. But over and above, sometimes what happens, they have some rental towers in the society. Many times they have holdings, they have a small ATM. So from that they are getting the rentals. So now in that case, if you have a collection from the members is only 18 lakh, but your rental charges is above the 20 lakhs, which is example of a 9 lakhs. So in that case, on this rental charges is a third party from which you are getting. So it is a pure services society is giving. So GST will be demanded on this. So GST will come by taking the basic 20 lakh limit, and over and above that whatever the amount is going, that example 7 lakh. So on that 7 lakh society has to pay the GST. So they don't have to worry about the members, because members contribution is less than 7,500 and it is coming only up to the 18 lakhs. So not worry, they don't have to charge any GST for that basic exemption, but on the whatever the rental charges they are getting from the third party, on that they have to pay the GST. Similarly, sometimes what happens, some flats are bigger, like 3 BHK and there are 2 BHK. So sometimes different type of the rate of maintenance are charged. Take an example that 4,000 is charged to the 2 BHK, and for the 3 BHK they are charging 7,501 rupee. So is both the cover? Because if one society member is coming over and above the 7,500, so will the entire society will be have to bear the GST? So for that also, no. Only the members who are coming above the 7,500 rupees limit, they are only covered. The members whose maintenance charges is below the 7,500, so you can exclude them. You don't have to charge the GST on that part of the members also. Then third condition, second, in the second one 7,500 is there, and in that society is collected 9 lakh rupees.
No, second one, where there is no rental income.
Second row. In that I am explaining that. There are two components. One 2 BH. One has a member who have 4,000 rupees, and second have 7,500 rupees. So of that 7,500, they have collected 9 lakh rupees, and for the first part they have collected 18 lakh rupees. So for the 18 lakh, no GST, but on the 9 lakh, as they are coming under the category of taxable 7,501 rupee. So because of that, they will be liable for GST, and only for the 7 lakh rupees they will be liable, not for the entire 9 lakh.
But even though total turnover is below 18 lakhs.
18 plus 9, 27 lakhs. That is separate. 18 plus 9 is 27. 27 mein 7. In the third example also, for the they are getting the rental charges also, and some members are above the 7,500. So we have to again calculate कि 20 lakh का जो limit है, that will be they will get. So 1 lakh and 2 lakh. So total 3 lakh is taxable, but we have a 20 lakh limit. So 18 plus 2, 20 lakh. So over and above that 2 lakh is there. So on the 2 lakh, 1 lakh only is taxable. Sorry, 1 lakh is available. So only 1 lakh will be taxable to the society. 18%. Rate is same. So what we have to do? So you can say that we are coming under the basic exemption limit. So you can exclude that from the member side. You have a choice from whom you have to collect. You can charge from the rental income also, or you can charge from the society member also. Ultimately, you have to see that on the 1 lakh, whatever 18,000 is there, 18%, that you have to pay to the government. Now society has to decide whether I have to collect that from the rental person, or from the society member. It will be better that we will collect from the rental person only. So again, this is already covered. That only and on the entire amount we have to pay. If 7,501 rupees is also there, so then entire amount we have to pay the GST. So now question will come that the if I have a 2 flats in the same society, so should be considered the both the combined amount, or per flat I have to see the limit. So GST has clarified that the only per flat you have to see, even though both the names are same on the like 201 and 202, both the flats are in my name. So should I consider that in one maintenance bill is 4,000, in the second is again 4,000, 8,000 I have to see, or per flat wise I have to get the exemption. So per flat wise we have getting the exemption that 4,000 is particular for that flat. So below 7,500, second flat is below 7,500. So I will get the separate exemption. So both have a separate exemption limit. Now we will see how the calculation will work. If this is very important, because in the 7,500 we have to see the entire each and every component, which components are to be taxable and which are not to taxable. And how to determine the 7,500 rupees also. If your many components are excluded and then after you are coming below the 7,500, then also you can take the benefit of a exemption. So now take a first thing, like we already discussed the property tax, which we pay to the MCGM. So whether it will be covered under 7,500 or not. So you should show this separately, and it will not be covered under the 7,500. So it is very much clear. Any taxes which we collect on behalf of the member and we pay to the government, that in that case we are acting as an agent. Society is just acting as an agent in that case. So they have clarified that anyone is taking the taxes, collecting the taxes on behalf of some person, it will be not liable for the GST under any circumstances. Then the water taxes, sometimes the water tax is also charged by the BMC, so that also society collects, so that will be also excluded. Then sometimes NA tax they charge, sometimes freehold land, so on that NA tax will be charged. So that whether it will be considered in the 7,500 limit or not, no, again it is a taxes, so you have to separately mention in your society maintenance bill this amount. Then electricity charges. Sometimes what happens, the society has a generator, they have a certain garden area, gym area, so for that they have to pay the electricity bill for a common area. So whether it will be covered under the GST or not. So yes, it will be covered under the GST, because this is the lump sum whatever the services provided by the society to the members, and for that society is collecting the amount from the members. So this will be the part of the 7,500 you have to consider in that. Then car parking charge. Many times the society charges the car parking fees from the member for allotting a car parking space, bike parking space. So that will be also separately covered under the GST and liable for the GST. Then non-occupancy charges. Many times the society also charges the non-occupancy charges for not staying in the house or anything. So for that also whatever the charge, it will be a part of the taxable limit. Then holding charges, ATM charges. These are the irrespective of the anything, whether the 7,500 you are collecting or not. Once you are crossing the 20 lakh rupees limit, then you have to pay the GST. This is very important thing, because many societies are ignoring, and later on they come to know, and after the see GST, in that they can demand from the last 5 years. It is not like that once you are filed the return and 1 or 2 years are gone, then you are not liable to pay the GST of a past year. No, GST has a special mechanism where they can ask from the last 5 years. So currently they are having the time limit from the 2018-19. If anything they find that in the 2018-19 if you have not paid, they can still demand from you. So this is very important कि ये income tax में they have a certain time limit, but in this GST very long time limit, they have given 5 years. Then sinking fund, which is mandatory by the bylaws of the cooperative society, but still GST has clarified that this sinking fund, repair maintenance fund, whatever fund you are collecting, that ultimately you are going to give some services to the society members. So for that they have clarified that even though they may be a statutorily levied, they may be statutorily informed to societies to collect these charges, but it will be part of the taxable limit. Then simple interest for the late payment. Many times the collect the interest from the society members So whether it will be part of the GST? Yes, it will be part of the GST. Share transfer fees? Yes, it will be again the part of the share transfer fees without any 7,500 limit, because whatever the share transfer fees you collect from the this is not collected from the many times the members. That in that case, the person who coming in the new list, who is coming buying the new flat, he is going to pay, who is already not a member. So it is from the collection from the third party. So in that case, you are not getting any exemption of 7,500. You have to straight away liable for the GST. Now we have discussed about all the entire the liability side, whatever how the liability will be calculated, how the GST on what amount we have to pay the GST. Now whether the any tax credit means whatever the purchases society has done. Like many times what happens, they buy the generator, they have some special equipment, or they buy some small item like a tube light, and for the many things they can have. So on that they have to pay the GST. So whether that GST credit will be available or not. So yes, as we have to pay the 18% full rate of the GST on the society maintenance fee, so government has allowed to take the GST credit against that. So whatever the purchases are made on which the GST is charged, and again that GST number of the society should come on the GST bill, and that bill should also reflect in the GST portal. All these conditions are fulfilled, then the society can take the GST credit. So you have to ensure that whoever is a society maintaining the accounts or everything, he has to see that whenever the bills are coming, that should be with a name of the society's GST number, should come on the GST portal. Everything is proper, then he should take the GST credit. Otherwise, you won't get the GST credit, and unnecessarily you will have trouble with the GST department. Then compliances. This is one more very important compliance where the many societies are not doing. Many times what happens, they pay the fees to the advocate for the legal matters. So in this case, if you have a GST number, then all the societies has to pay the reverse charge. What is the reverse charge? So what happens when the advocates give the services to the any person like a society also? So in that case, advocate don't charge any GST. They are out of the GST. So in that case, what government has informed, the person who is taking that services of the advocate, person who is taking the services from the advocate, they have to pay the GST. So this is very important thing. Many times the societies are not knowing this, and because of this they are getting the GST notices in the future. So this is also very important point, that you have to pay the GST on if you are taking the any legal advocate services. Then major repairs and maintenance. If you are having any major repairs and maintenance, then in that case you have to charge the GST from the society members. But in this case, whether you will be eligible to take the input tax credit or not. So in that case, we have to see each and every bills. If you are getting the bills of a works contract, that is also again another concept. So that concept needs to be understood very detailed way. But you have to just remember that if bills is of a like a labor and material, both person has supplied together to the society and he is raising the bill. So in that case, you won't be able to get the input tax credit. You won't be able to get any credit. So that you also have to check whenever the bills come, that whether you are eligible to take the credit or not. You have to see each and every very minutely. And last and final thing, which is very important nowadays, because of many societies are going under the redevelopment. Already they are under the redevelopment, and now they are getting the OC. And what is happening? The builder is asking the GST. अरे आपका जो भी free area दिया है, whatever the I have given the additional area to you, free of cost without any extra payment from you. So on that I am liable to pay the GST at the 5%. So yes, now the GST department has clarified that the builder is liable to pay the GST on this free area whatever given to the society members. So you have to be very careful when drafting the redevelopment agreement, that whether this burden you have to pass on to the builder or whether you want to take it on the society. So you have to be very careful by drafting the redevelopment agreement. And if you have in the past already done the redevelopment agreement and builder is asking that from you this GST, so whether you are liable to give or not, that you have to check in your development agreement. If there is no condition, then you can say that it is your liability. If there is a condition, then you have to see what you can do the best.